let's jump onto the Aussies game straight away.
Yeah.
I'm just going to give one shout out because it's been well said, and even I think both of us were probably a little bit confused when we saw Ben Donaldson named at fullback, especially with a fit Callaway. Donaldson's not the greatest kicker in the world. It's not like he's a 80% sharpshooter. He's a good kicker, probably better than Carter Gordon, but not outrageously better. What a fucking game he had. He looked...
It was his field kicking. It was his field kicking that was the difference. He added a third member into the rotation of Carter Gordon and Nwangani Tawase. So one of them... So they won the kicking battle, and they won the territory. So, Donaldson would take the kickoff, kick down, and chase it up. Then Georgia would kick it back. Nwangani Tawase's there, gets the ball, kicks it. Georgia gets it, comes back, kicks it. It's Carter Gordon. Carter Gordon's pinned them down on the 5 meter line. It's just relentless kicking for field position.
But I also want to make a shout out because I think he's looking in physically great condition. He's always been a bit of a smaller man, but like when he ran away for one of those tries, he was in clear space and gone. I don't think I've ever seen him look so fast. So I don't know what Ben Donaldson's done. And maybe this is why they've ring wrestling him up until this point. And they've just, Eddie Jones has just gone, let's get you. We know we're going to play you at 15. Work on your speed. Work on this. They say you can't teach speed, but he got that out. He's not that known for being a speedster.
No, and he's played some fullback for the Waratahs. Well, that's where he started the year, in fact. I think actually Eddie Jones and Donaldson and some of his other Waratahs teammates have come out and said that's actually more of his natural position than 10. So... Look, I wasn't terribly shocked because he was picked in the squad as a utility, so he could go 10 or 15. I think it was about getting some meters on his tread, because Kellaway has played in a couple of games now. Donaldson hadn't played in any games, hadn't played since the Waratahs season ended. So I think it was about getting some contact on his shoulders and some meters in his legs. And against a team that, they're not the Portugal of the pool where you might not learn anything by beating them, but they're a team that you expect to beat. But I want to say, everyone, there's been a lot of chatter about, Australia didn't absolutely demolish Georgia. They should have put 80 on them like the Irish put on Romania. Georgia and Romania are two different classes of teams, and it just shows that a lot of people out there in the media haven't been paying attention to Georgia and what they've been doing and who they've beaten as well, right? So I think it's a bit of disrespect to the Georgians there. I will say, it was nice to be on the side of things where we weren't the most ill-disciplined team on the pitch. It was nice to see another team make those mistakes. It's not just a pure Wallabies trait, and I think that was tightened up a bit in this. Will Skelton, a great captain's knock, seems to be really pulling together everyone in the team and getting them on the same page. It seemed like a much more unified Wallabies effort. I mean, that's easy to say in a win. A win makes everything better, but it seems like that everyone's sort of more on the same page. I still think I'm questioning Vunivalu's place in the squad a little bit. I'm not sure if I think Nwangani Tawase, Korobete are your prime wingers. I don't really see much of a role for Vunivalu other than, I guess, injury cover, I guess. When they sort of reshuffled the back line in this one, it's then things became a bit clunky for me, and it gave Georgia a few more opportunities as well. So I don't know. I'd rather look, if you need to shift someone on as a replacement winger, put on Kellaway, put on Jorgensen, right? I think for me, they provide more upside than Vunivalu does. And if you look at the leaping ability, Nwangani Tawase has it in spades. So yeah, look, he's definitely improved slowly, Vunivalu, but for me, still, I don't see a role for him that couldn't be done better by other players.
I guess, yeah. I can't comment too much because I didn't. I've only watched extended highlights. I don't see a time or a place where it's not Korobete and Nwangani Tawase, and then if you go Donaldson at 15, then Kellaway on the bench. I think, similar to similar to what they've done with Donaldson getting Funavalu just as much game time, that if Kurabete or Nawangani was to go down, Funavalu could step up, and he's got that X factor to him. There's no doubt about it. There's special ability in those legs, and I guess, because how old is he? He must only be like 27, 26. He's young. Like, I'm sure he finished school after me.
Vunivalu?
Yeah.
He is 1995, so he's 27. He's turning 28 in November.
And I think, definitely in 2 years against British and Irish Lions, his trajectory, if he keeps improving on his game, he's very, because he went to school in New Zealand and played union, and then obviously made the transition over to league and is only, coming back. I still think there's potential there. But again, I think, like you've said, you've got two world-class wingers there that are in front of him quite clearly.
Yeah.
But I do like what you said. Like, Georgia is a good team. I think you have to be, you can't be picking and choosing at the Rugby World Cup. You will take a bonus point win against a top 12 ranked team in the world where you hadn't won a game this whole year. Just to get something going, some momentum for a Rugby World Cup campaign is so big.
100%.
You can't ignore the fact that hey, we ticked a massive box. We won. We know what it feels like to win. Not only do we know what it feels like to win, we can do it. What's that going to do for the headspace of the team is just going to be leaps and bounds.
And I think actually there's another result that's really benefited us, and that's the England-Argentina result. Because it means that we will match up potentially. If Australia tops the pool and then England and Argentina win out from here, means Argentina's second in the pool. Now, we should have beaten them earlier this year, if not for some dodgy refereeing. Again, not our finest effort, but we should have come out on top. After all this building, after the sides reshuffling, more players getting more experience, I think that's a better matchup for Australia than England potentially, because I think England have definitely, even though they're Eddie Jones-less at the moment, and they're not the most stable ship, they've certainly proven in recent years that they've had the advantage over Australia. So I think the Wallabies would much rather play Argentina in a quarterfinal than they would rather play England.